Hey everybody, welcome to GMG Review. Today we're taking a look at Space Wolves. The new army set from Games Workshop for Warhammer 40,000. Man, it has just been like they are hammering stuff out the last little while. Thank God for the indie hour, because they are keeping me busy with stuff to review. This is the latest army set. I think the last one we saw was Emperor's Children for Warhammer 40k. We had some of the Git mobs for AOS, and these things are coming hot and heavy. Standard format, some new miniatures, some old miniatures, and a very cool set of data cards and book. Space Wolves army set comes with the cool new Wolf Priest, a battle leader, some of these veteran Space Wolfy dudes who are called, I've already lost it because they're a new thing, Head Takers. And then we got some Blood Claws and some Grey Hunters, which are the Assault Intercessors with some cool extra bits. So yeah, and we got the Codex, of course, and the cards. So let's have a look at what comes in here and then check out the Codex. Now, it is not a full Codex. You will need a copy of Codex Space Marines to play with this stuff, as one is wont to do. Oh, and they're not Assault Intercessors. I'm lying to you guys. They're actual Space Wolf minis. And they have all their little accessories and stuff too. Because of course they do. For some reason in my head, I always assume it's 2003 and you would just throw in a bunch of accessories on the standard models. Nope, they didn't do that. They've just got Space Wolf Assault Intercessors now, because why wouldn't they? Great. Yeah, cool. I love it. That's fantastic. Obviously, as you can see, my Space Wolf army is from 7th edition. So I played it last in 8th edition, so I haven't touched any of these new minis. But that's fantastic news. That I don't have to do any accessorizing. And then these lovely new frames for the Battle Leader. Right, because he's got his Thunder Hammer option, a Power Sword option, a Frostblade option. It's a Power Sword. Settle down. Storm Shield option, Heavy Bolt Pistol, Plasma Pistol. That's a lot of customization for a Modern Games Workshop kit. That makes me really happy. And then the Wolf Priest, who has, I think, just a one-off, yeah, just a one build. So he's got his Heavy Bolt Pistol and his, not Crozius Arcanum, his Wolf Kill Stick. And then we got our Head Takers, who are lovely miniatures and come with some cool wolves to go with them. They're little hunting wolves, and they divide in two. They're a neat unit. They have a neat little rule where they divide in two, basically. And poop out their wolves to go fight other things. To go hunt, sorry, I shouldn't say poop out. But they're wolves, they're gonna poop. And then this is a really nice packing thing. I know, look, I know people who've worked for Games Workshop in the warehouse for many, many years. And I wanna give them props. Coming up with this little packaging sleeve, so like this little bifold right here, and then this little guy, and all of their games contain this, or all their products contain this now, where they have basically a sleeved little case to keep all the product stuff in, is genius. It's got, these are all sizable, so whatever the card sizes are, so like the smaller cards for other games, they'd be like 3 in a row. I've seen another couple products like this where there's like 3 decks of cards and they've just had, they basically resize this cardboard insert to fit whatever's going in here. No damage. Just, I've not had any damage to books coming out of these boxes since they started doing this. So you are an unsung hero, packaging department at Games Workshop. And who you're a hero to is you're a hero to the customer service team who have to fulfill like broken bits and damaged products when they get shipped. You're a hero to loss prevention, obviously, and you're a hero to the gamer who's ordered this for their hard-earned shekels, and it shows up in pristine condition, even though they don't realize it because they expect that to be the case. They didn't live in the before time where packaging was something just rattling around in there. So whoever came up with this little buffalo right here, take your flowers, sir, ma'am, whoever you are. However you want to be rewarded, I think you deserve it, and good on you. Because I think this is a great little development in their packaging thing. And like, I know that's what you're all here for, is a review of the packaging. It fucking matters. Getting your stuff in good shape without a bunch of bits loose is a big deal. And Workshop spends money to learn how to do this stuff for themselves. So give them the kudos, give them the crown, give them the flowers. All right, enough of that. Oh yeah, and we get some various decals here as well. Decals, how do you say them? I've lived in a lot of different countries where they say it differently, so I don't even know when I am anymore. I don't even know how I say it. I say it the regional place that I'm currently living. I think Canada's decals, I think. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know when I am half the time. Yeah, so we've got, of course, all the Black Manes, the Champions of Fenris, which is technically Grimnar's great company, the Blood Maws, the Spirit Wolves, and the Death Wolves. That's Harold Deathwolf's company. I want the Sea Wolves back, baby. All right, then we got our Codex. So I'm gonna use this part. It's funny because I did this with the Thousand Suns. I'm gonna use the Codex, oh yeah, and the instructions, which are great, because, you know, look at all these options you have. And in full color. It's crazy to me that these come in full color now. You got some new company options, mostly around making boasts. Space Wolves like talking big, and then when they do stuff that you know, is good at talking big, they get certain bonuses from doing it. There are no wolves on Fenris. Remember that all the wolves that are in this are failed Space Wolf experiments. The Thunderwolf Cavalry are Space Wolves riding other Space Wolves that didn't grow up right. And I don't care if that's been changed. That's true in my heart forever. So lore experts, get off my back. Lovely color section, of course, and this is added to your Space Wolf Codex to expand it with all these additional unit options. So let's dive in to that. Come on now. First off, we get new combat patrol. It looks pretty familiar, doesn't it? New Terminators, right? Sick new Space Wolf Terminators. We get the Company Champion, we get the Blood Claws box, and then we get a unit of Wolfen. Big fat unit of 5 Wolfen. That's a nice chunk of points, I think. Not bad at all for that box set, and I think that floats in Canada at like the $200 range. So, not a bad start to a Space Wolf army. Of course, they get their own special rules for the Combat Patrol, which are stripped-down versions of the core ones. So we won't spend too much time on them and dive right into the army rule for Space Wolves, which is Oath of the Moment, which is, of course, the Codex Space Marines one. Curse of the Wolfen. While this unit is within 6 of one or more friendly Space Wolf character models, excluding Wolfen models, or within 12 one or more friendly Wolf Priest models, it's not battle shocked. Adds 1 of the objective control characters of infantry models in it, and adds 3 to vehicle models in it. So, cool. If you have Curse of the Wolfen, then you get better at holding objectives because you're not freaking out, but you have to have a friend nearby to give you a back rub and be like, sun's going down, sun's getting real low. And then sagas. Every detachment rule in this book includes a saga you can complete with additional effects that apply once you have done so. And then finally, Sons of Russ. If you're a Space Wolf, you're a Space Wolf. You can't include 1 or more units from more than 1 chapter in your army. If your army uses any detachments, they're a Space Wolf, but it cannot include Star's units from any other chapter. So basically, you can't have Lionel Johnson in this army. And your sagas, of course, are going to be the thing you're trying to do, and that is going to dictate your army selection a little bit. So you get 3 different sagas you can follow in here. The sagas used to just be like an upgrade you stuck on your Wolf Lord. It's like, for 20 points, you can have Saga the Bear and have extra wound or something like that. Now it's like, no, this is how you build your army. So first, the Saga of the Hunter. Your attachment rule is Pax Quarry. Each time model in a Space Wolf army, a Space Wolf unit in your army, it makes a melee attack that targets an enemy unit. If that enemy unit's within engagement range of 1 or more other Astartes units from your army, or if the attacking model contains more models than the enemy unit, you have +1 to hit. So basically, if you outnumber somebody, or you're fighting 2 units. So you want to have little units and big units, and you want to charge them together. +1 to hit, and if your saga is completed, you get +1 to wound as well. So you get both. And then the Saga of the Hunter. At the start of your first battle round, your quarry tally is 0. Every time your army fights, after all those attacks have been resolved, add 1 to your quarry tally for each enemy unit destroyed with those attacks. So in an incursion game, 2 completes your quarry or your saga, 3 if it's strike force, 4 for onslaught. So kill things in melee, get bonuses to kill more things in melee. And you're less likely to outnumber guys because you're Space Marines than you are to have more than 1 unit in combat. So just try and get more than 1 unit in combat. Your enhancements: Swift Hunter, Space Wolves models only. Models in this unit have Scout 7, so you get to move up faster. Fenrisian Grit, Feel No Pain 4+, Wolf Master. In your command phase, select 1 friendly Space Wolves unit within 9 of the bear. Until the start of your next command phase, Teeth and Claws, Tyrannic, and Fenrir weapons equipped by models have lethal hits. So all your doggos get better at fighting. And then Feral Rage. It Astartes models only. Add 1 of the attack characteristic of melee weapons equipped by the bear. Every time they end a charge move, until the end of the phase, add 1 of the attack characteristic of those weapons. So +1 attack, +1 attack when you charge. And then your strats, you're going to get 6 that are all a single CP. You get Envelop and Ensnare. In the fight phase, pick a unit that hasn't fought yet, and until the end of the phase, each time a model in your unit makes a pylon or consolidation move, you can move 6 instead of 3. But you got to move closer. In Territorial Advantage, when in the fight phase, just after you've destroyed a unit, you target that unit and select 1 objective marker you control that is within range of that unit's in range of. That objective marker stays under your control after you leave. So basically, you get the tactical squad rule for holding objectives. If you kill somebody on an objective, you just mark your territory. Overwhelming Onslaught. In the fight phase, just after an enemy unit selected its targets, and targets 2 units from your army within engagement range of the enemy unit, or 1 beast unit. Until the end of the phase, each time a model in that unit makes an attack, subtract 1 from the hit roll. So basically, if you outnumber them or you're flanking them, you're not going to hit. Very cool for like multi-charging or multi-engaging big, scary demon monster units. Chosen Prey. Your movement phase, just after a Space Wolves unit from your army falls back, target the Space Wolves unit. Until the end of the turn, your unit's eligible to shoot and declare a charge. Bounding Advance in your movement phase or your charge phase. Pick an infantry or beast unit that has not been selected to move or declare a charge, and the effect is until the end of the phase. Each time a model in your unit makes a normal, advance, fallback, or charge move, it can move through models. When doing so, you can't end inside engagement range. And then Marked for Destruction. In your shooting phase, 2 Adeptus Astartes units from your army, excluding beasts that haven't shot yet. Select 1 enemy unit visible to both those units. Until the end of the phase, models in your unit can only target units in that unit, but they can reroll wound rolls of 1. So if you pile on fire, you can roll your wound rolls. So that one saga is mostly about like selecting something to kill, like jumping on it and multi-charging it, and then getting your advantage from doing so. So 2 units shooting or 2 units charging. You can also use it defensively. So after you've been, like when you get attacked back with those same 2 units, you get engage the -1 to hit. So it's a neat, yeah. So like it's about positioning, but it's probably better served for bigger infantry armies with lots of units. Saga of the Bold. Heroes All. Every time a Astartes unit from your army is selected to shoot or fight, apply one of the following effects. If your saga is completed, you can reroll 1 hit roll, 1 wound roll, or 1 damage roll, and if it's not yet, it's 1 or the other. So 1 or 1 or 1. So you can roll all 3 of those types if you've completed your saga, or 1 individual one if you haven't yet. And then Saga of the Bold. Each time a Space Wolves character unit does something from your army, you achieve the boast. And once 3 or more of these boasts have been done, then you get your challenge completed. So your hide is a trophy. If you destroy your Oath of the Moment target, then you get a boast. Slay them all. That unit destroys your Oath of the Moment target, and that is the second Oath of the Moment target destroyed in this battle, so you can double down, basically do it twice. Overrun their position. Take basically like a unit into your opponent's deployment zone at the end of the turn. And hold the line. From the second battle round onwards, at the end of your command phase, the unit's within control of range of an objective marker you control that's not in your deployment zone. So hold, basically from turn 2 onward, hold something outside the zone, kill your Oath of the Moment target, kill your Oath of the Moment target, and then have something in the opponent's deployment zone. Get 3 of those, and you reroll 1 of everything, basically. Your enhancements. Braggart's Steel. Space Wolves model only, add 2 to the strength characteristic of your melee weapons. If the bearer's unit has achieved 1 or more boasts, add 1 to its damage. And then Scald, Adeptus Astartes model only. Each time a Space Wolves character unit from your army achieves a boast, if the bearer's in the battlefield, you gain a CP. Now the Scald in the Horus Heresy is not. He's my favorite character in the Space Wolves storyline. This poor dude that's just a regular human that goes to live with the Space Wolves. He's like a remembrancer, and they like take his skin off and enhance him so he'll live forever. It's very funny. Horde Slayer. Space Wolves model only at the start of the fight phase. If there's more enemy models than friendly models wholly within 6 of the bearer, until the end of the phase, add 2 to their attack characteristic. And if you get 1 or more boasts, add 3 instead. Thunderwolf's Fortitude, Astartes model only. The first time the bearer is destroyed, remove it from play, and at the end of the phase, roll a d6 and on 2+, set it up as close as possible to where it was, not in engagement range with 3 wounds left. So this is kind of your character-driven one, right? Taking big power units, going and doing boasts, killing your Oath of the Moment target. I think this one's going to be popular because, 1, it's pretty straightforward. The boost is really straightforward, and it's easy to keep track of, right? Did I kill my Oath of the Moment target? Did I kill it again? And then, like, the piling on, getting the opponent's deployment zone. It's just an all-aggro one. Your 6 strats, Inspiring Presence. If you haven't fought yet, pick a Astartes character unit in the fight phase. You get lethal hits. Champion's Guidance in your shooting phase or fight phase. 1 Space Wolves character from unit from your army that hasn't done either of those things yet. Reroll a hit roll. So what's interesting about that one, yeah, I guess each time a model in your unit makes the attack, you can reroll the hit roll. Yeah, so I guess you're just rerolling all the hit rolls from all the models. So rerolling everything, basically, for 1 CP. Birth of a Saga in your command phase for 1 Wolfguard Headtaker or Wolfguard Terminator Pack Leader model. And until the start of your next command phase, they have the character keyword, so you can then achieve your Saga stuff. Alpha Strike, in your charge phase, 1 destroys character unit from your army. Until the end of the phase, your unit's eligible to declare a charge even if they advance. Heroic Resolve, in your opponent's shooting phase, just after an enemy unit selected its targets, 1 character unit from your army that was selected as a target until the end of the phase. Each time an attack is allocated to one on your unit, subtract 1 from the damage characteristic. And then Counter Charge, in your opponent's charge phase, 1 destroys character unit from your army that's within 6 of 1 or more enemy units that would be eligible to be charged, and then you can just declare a charge. You don't get a charge bonus, but you get to declare a charge. So yeah, an all aggro, all kill, cool character one, very Space Wolvesy. Saga of the Beastslayer, Legendary Slayers. Each time a Strays model from your army makes an attack, if that attack targets a vehicle, character, or monster unit, you get lethal hits because you're trying to kill big things. And then Saga of the Beastslayer, you have Beastslayer Tower of 0, and every time you kill either a character, monster, or vehicle, you gain a boast. Each time your unit shoots or fights, after all those attacks have been resolved, add 1 of your Beastslayer tally for every enemy unit that was destroyed with that keyword. And once your Beastslayer tally is equal to or greater than your Beastslayer target, your saga is complete. Oh, sorry, and you determine your Beastslayer target by having the number of units that have that keyword. So if your opponent has like 2 characters and 4 vehicles and 1 monster, you'd have 7, you'd have 4 as your tally total to try and do your target, basically. If you kill 4 of them, you've hit your boast. And then you've got your enhancements. Wolf Touched. This was Space Wolf model only. Add 2 to the move characteristic of the bear. In the declare battle formation step, the bear can be attached to a Wolfen or Wolfen with Storm Shields unit. So you can attach those cool fighty units because you're a little bit crazy. Hunter's Guile. A Strays model only. After both players have deployed their army, select 1 up to 3 Thunderwolf Cav, Wolfen, or Blood Claws units from your army and redeploy them. Elder's Guidance, Space Wolves model only. Once per battle at the start of the fight phase, the bear is leading a Blood Claw unit. The bear can use this enhancement. If it does so, improve the AP of their melee weapons by 1. And Helm of the Beastslayer, a Strays model only. Each time an attack made by a character, monster, or vehicle model targets the bear's unit, reduce the armor penetration by 1, because you're used to fighting monsters. So it's monsters to fight monsters. This is kind of themed towards the last one was characters, and the previous one was kind of anybody. This one's themed towards the Wolf and Touch units. So we got our 6 strats. Again, all 1 CP. Unbridled Ferocity. In the fight phase, a unit that hasn't fought yet. Until the end of the phase, add 1 to your wound roll. Shock Cavalry, target Thunder Elf Cavalry that haven't moved or declared charge yet in your move or charge phase. Until the end of the phase, each time you make a normal, advance, fallback, or charge move, you can move through models that aren't Titanic and sections of terrain that are 4 inches less in height. You can move within engagement range of any units, but if it's making a charge move, it can't end within engagement range of them. So basically, you can move through stuff to get to the stuff you want to fight. And then Pinning Fire in your shooting phase, 1 Astraeus unit from your army that hasn't been selected to shoot yet. Until the end of the phase, after your unit's shot, select 1 enemy character, monster, or vehicle unit that was hit by 1 or more attacks, and they're pinned. While this unit's pinned, subtract 2 from its move characteristic and 2 from its charge rolls, because you basically like pummel it with fire. A Thunderous Pursuit. In your opponent's movement phase, just after an enemy unit made a normal advance or fallback move, pick a Astartes unit from your army that's within 9 of the enemy and not within engagement range of 1 or more enemy units. You can make a normal move up to D6 inches, and if your unit has the Space Wolves Infantry or Thunderwolf Cavalry keyword, it can make a normal move up to 6 instead. Impetuosity. In your opponent's shooting phase, just after the enemy unit has selected its targets, target a Wolfen, Infantry, or Blood Claws unit from your army that was selected as the target of 1 or more of the attacking unit's attacks. The effect is until the end of the phase. After that enemy unit's shot, if 1 or more models from your unit was destroyed as a result of the attacks, you can make an impetuous move. Roll D6 and move that many inches. And when doing so, you can't enter an engagement range. But you got to move towards the enemy. And then Coordinated Strike in the fight phase. Target a Space Wolves unit from your army that is wholly within 9 of 1 or more battlefield edges and not within engagement range of 1 or more enemy units. And remove them and put them into Strategic Reserve. So that's our 3 different sort of like sagas that we can follow. Again, there's not a lot of building restriction in these. They reward you for Thunderwolf, Cav, and Wolfen in one of them, characters in another one, but it's not like super pushed towards a certain unit type. We got our cool new Logan without his boat. I don't think Boat Logan's in here anymore. No more Boat Logan. Look, he's gone. No more Boat Logan. I'm not mad about it. I hated Boat Logan. He was the worst. Yeah, I like him better like this. I like not Boat Logan. Look at how cool he is with his little wolves. 6-inch move, toughness 5, 2+4+, 8 wounds. His Stormbolter's not even mastercrafted, which I think is surprising. He's got his Axe Morkai, which is still super murdery. Strike for strength 8, should be strength 10, damage 3. Sweep 10 attacks though, 2s and 6s, AP 2 damage. I would have made it damage 2. He has little extra attacks. He's Logan friggin' Grimnar. I know he's getting old, but he's lost a step. He should hit like an absolute truck. Deep Strike Leader of the moment. High King of Fenris. Once per battle round in your movement phase, you can select a friendly Space Wolves unit that's in Strategic Reserve, and you can put them on the battlefield. Treat the current battle round as being 1 higher. Gala the Wolf. Each time your opponent targets this unit from this army for the stratagem, if that unit's within 12 of this model, the cost of that usage is increased by 1 CP. So if he gets in the thick of things, he really increases the cost using strats. And he can embark in a transport model that can transport Terminators and takes up the space of 4 infantry models because his wolves come with him. Damn it. And you attach it to Wolf Guard. Niall still around being a Niall. Ulrich still around being an Ulrich. Not a huge amount of changes to them that I noticed. Bjorn's still around. Oh, I love you so much, Bjorn. I wish you crossed Rubicon Primaris, but I'm also glad you don't. Ragnar's still here. Arjak's still here with a cool new model. The base Wolf Priest with his Absolver pistol. And it's still a Crisis Arcanum. Cool, they don't call it a Wolf Stick. That cool Iron Priest, which is the Jez Goodwin Iron Priest in plastic. Wolfguard Battle Leader. That great new model. Love the Mark IV head on him. Like the wearing older Marks of Armor. Although, it's right, it's a Primaris head. It's not a Mark IV head. It just looks like the Mark IV head. Bunch of options. He's got the Power Weapon and Thunderhammer. Choice between, and then the Storm Shield can be replaced with either a bolt carbine, a heavy bolt pistol, or a plasma pistol. He can join Blood Claws, Grey Hunters, or Head Takers. He's got Tempered Ferocity. When this model is leading a unit, weapons equipped by models in the unit have sustained hits of 1, and every time a model in that unit makes an attack that targets an enemy within 6, roll hits of 1. And then Last Stand, if he dies on a 2+, he comes back to life. No, he gets to keep making his attacks before he dies. And the Storm Shield just gives him a wound characteristic of 6. Blood Claws, get their own unit profile. Berserk Charge, charge and advance in the same turn. Damn. Get their Astartes Chainswords. Pack Leader can have a Plasma Pistol and a Power Weapon, but no big Thunderhammer or anything. And then Grey Hunters, Bolters, and Astartes Chainswords. Bolt Carbines, Bolt Pistols, Astartes Chainswords. The Carbine's Rapid Fire 1 just loses the AP. It's an old school bolter. I like that they kept their old school bolters, and they're just calling them Bolt Carbines now. Because it's not a Primaris bolter. The Grey Hunters are like, screw you, we're just keeping these. These are old bolters, because that's all they are. Rapid Fire 1, 2 attacks, just no AP. They can have a Power Fist or Power Weapon on the Pack Leader. And the Head Takers, look at these boys. 7-inch move, toughness 4, 3 wounds each. And the Hunting Wolves that can separate off from them. Let loose the Wolves at the start of the particular battle formation step. Split this unit into 2 units, one containing all of its Head Takers and all of its Hunting Wolves in the other one. And then Headhunters at the start of the battle select 1 unit from your opponent's army to be their quarry. Weapons that are against the quarry have devastating wounds and precision. Every time it's destroyed, pick a new quarry. And then Hunting Hounds, while units within 6 of 1 or more friendly Space Wolf character models, if that unit's not battle shocked, Hunting Wolves models have objective control 1. 4+. Invulnerable if you take a short Storm Shield. And then each Head Taker is equipped with a Heavy Bolt Pistol, Mastercrafted Power Weapon, and a Storm Shield. And you can swap it for 2 Power Weapons instead if you want. If you do the pair, you get 6 attacks. Thunderwolves, Terminators. Terminators are just a Terminator squad. Assault Cannons or Stormbolters. I don't love that you don't get a Heavy Flamer or a Cyclone Missile Launcher because it's just not in the unit option. Any models can have their Stormbolter replaced with a Storm Shield and just have swords and shields, which is cool. They're very melee oriented. I just don't love that my classic Rogue Trader to 2nd edition Metal Space Wolf Terminator Squad is now illegal because I can't have a Cyclone Missile Launcher. The Wolfguard's Pack Leader can have Great Axe or Lightning Claws. The models are fantastic, though. No complaints about the models. Just me wishing I could still do all the things, but The limitations of the kit now represent the limitations of the unit. You get Wolf and Wolf Storm Shields, Murderfang's still here, Vendreads are still here. And then we get our Crusade rolls, which are typically Fenrisian. So if you're just playing a general Crusade, you can do different oaths, try and complete a saga. You basically pick what you're trying to do, and all of your agendas will go towards that. Perform different deeds to get XP. These are all of your agendas. And then you get wolf-themed battle traits and battle scars. And Crusade badges and cool relics, like the Belt of Russ for 4+ vulnerable save. You can turn it on to have a 2+ vulnerable save once per game. And that's it. Some point values. Bjorn coming in at 180. Where's Ragnar's at 90, Njaal's at 85, Murderfang's 170. Logan's only 110. Poor old Logan, baby. He's such a classic. I wish he was still just the killer of all killers, but, you know, there's gods walking among us now in the Space Wolf army. So there it is, the Space Wolves. I mean, I've been playing Space Wolves since White Dwarf 157. When I got my Rogue Trader army list for them, it was my first White Dwarf I ever bought myself with my own money. And they're one of my favorite armies of all time. I'm excited to paint these models up and add them to my current collection. It kind of Primaris them up. I think the most modern miniatures, I have an Intercessor Squad painted up for them. I have all the previous edition Space Wolves painted up for them, so all my Grey Hunters and stuff from that era. And I could just play them as counts as, but I'll paint the new ones just to bring them up. Because I have all of the Phobos Marines painted up as Space Wolves too. That just gives me some more options. There it is, a look at the Space Wolves army box. Big thanks to Workshop for this long review. And if you guys were watching, press down Ash.